Hey everyone, this is Rod Santomassimo with the Massimo Show. And today I'm going to talk to you about the latest lessons I learned after having a concussion. Think about it. I had a concussion and I was told by my doctors, no screen time. That's right. No computer, no phone, no TV. Not that I watch TV, but absolutely no screen time. As it turns out, the bright screens, they affect your brain in an amazing way, but not so amazing when it comes to the headaches and the recovery of a concussion. So on this Massimo Show, I'm going to share with you 3 key things I learned that I could do. And the one major concern I had, could I still create cash flow if I didn't have my screens? And I'll show you how I did that as well. So let's get ready for this, confused, dazed, yet hopefully interesting, motivating, entertaining session of the Massimo Show. Hi, this is Rod Santomassimo, and welcome to the Massimo Show. The objective of the Massimo Show is to share how you can maximize your personal, professional margin. That's right. Let's make more money in less time. Let's turn chaos into clarity, confusion into confidence, and income into real wealth. Along with sharing my insight on how I grew a multi-million-dollar professional business, we're going to bring you the expert advice from a variety of authors, consultants, and thought leaders who will provide the tools you need to maximize your own personal and professional margin. Welcome to the Massimo Show. Everyone, as I share with you, due to a freak accident around the house that involved a dog and an elbow and a bunch of other things, I ended up with a concussion about almost 2 weeks ago now. And the recovery has been really, really slow. Now, what I found out was the first week I worked. I worked as I normally would. A lot of Zoom calls, a lot of meetings, a lot of pitches, and that just ended up making things worse. And my initial doctor warned me, get off the screen. But as the recovery, it didn't move forward at all. In fact, things got much worse. I finally saw a neurologist and they reinforced, dude, stop working. Stop looking at screens. Put down your phone. Stop the Zoom calls. In fact, if you can, stop all the calls. Now, if you think about it, what would you do if you didn't have the ability to use Zoom, to use your screen, to use your laptop, your iPad, your MacBook, whatever it might be, and yet you had to still run your business? Now, despite the debilitating headaches and the fog brain, you're still trying to do something. Because if you're anything like me, and if you know me at all, I'm a workaholic. And not because I need to work. That's not the point. I just love to work. I love helping people. I love hearing stories of our clients and their amazing transformations. That's what drives me. And if I don't have it every day, that's a bummer for me. So I heeded my doctor's advice and said, okay. And my wife put down the law and said, you're done. Give me your MacBook, give me your phone. You figure it out, but you're done. Then after some negotiation, I persuaded her that I could listen to things with my earbuds and not watch my screens. And she acquiesced to allow me to listen for probably 3 hours a day. But other days, just sit around and do nothing. Close my eyes. Things I cannot do. So here are 3 things I learned about what I could do. And then I'll share with you how I was comfortable in regards to the cash flow element of my business. So top 3 things you can do when the screens are down. Number 1, a very good friend of mine, someone you may know, Beth Azar. She gave me a call when she heard about my situation. And she said, Rod, don't forget, you can still talk to people on the phone. Have someone dial it for you if they need to. Don't look at your screen, but you could just make calls to your clients, to your team members, reinforce value, make sure they're moving forward. And she was absolutely right. I depended so much on Zoom to do all that. I forgot because I've been using Zoom now for, 10 years. Even before the pandemic, we used Zoom. So that's what I started to do. Just pick up the phone, talk to any of our 32 amazing coaches, find out what's going on in their world, how they were doing, focus on their personal, professional, and financial goals. Just like you could do with your clients, right? Their personal, professional, and financial goals. I just got to know them better. Now, it should be important that I was not taking notes because to take notes takes concentration, but I was remembering a lot of what I heard from my coaches. And so one thing you can do is just use your phone. The phone is somewhat faded away lately, right? Yes, we do text messaging. Yes, we have Zoom. Yes, we have video chats. I can do any of that. By the way, all those are fantastic prospecting and nurturing approaches. So that was one thing I could do, pick up the phone. The second thing, of course, was audiobooks. My book reading queue is, well, it's embarrassing how many books I have piled on my desk. So what I do, I went to Audible and I just started listening to books. And yep, put on a faster recording. I found out I tried to do it faster, the playback, my brain couldn't take it. So I actually made it slower. And that allowed me to really understand what was going on and think. And that thinking, by the way, of listening to audiobooks gave me new ideas of what we could create here at the Massimo Group. It actually allowed me to, well, develop a new program for one of our coaching things I think we're missing. That new program is going to be CRE Scale. That should be out by the third quarter. And that will allow our Massimo members or some of our programs to focus on scaling their business, adding to their team, perfecting their presentation, implementing their processes. So that CRE Scale program will be a complement to our CRE Accelerator program and will, in fact, have many of the elements of our ultimate CRE Elite program. So again, I wouldn't have thought of that until I started listening to audiobooks and just taking time away from working in the business and working on the business. Because I have not been able to work in the business, coaching calls, coach calls, anything for almost 2 weeks. And it looks like maybe another 2 weeks. So number 2, audiobooks. Number 3, of course, is podcasts. Yes, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. I love Adam Grant. I think he's amazing. I do enjoy Grant Cardone, some of his training. I do enjoy Jeb Blunt. Absolutely love him. Yeah, still listen to a little Gary Vaynerchuk. Oh, beyond that now, but I'm listening to that still. And even David Newman once in a while, and certainly Barbara Corcoran. I get her kick out of her sometimes. But just podcasts giving me ideas, making me think, again, as much as I can think with this concussion. So my lesson to you is whether you're mowing the lawn, and in fact, I went back and told my guy who mows my lawn, let me mow the lawn the next 2 weeks because I'm bored and give me some exercise because I can't exercise. Let me do something. And I listened to podcasts while I did that. I listen to podcasts while I wash cars now. And I listen to podcasts when I do the dishes. Everything I didn't do in the past, I'm now doing because it lets me listen to and get educated without hurting the brain too much. So 3 things: podcasts, audiobooks, and telephone conversation. Now, of course, you had to be wondering, well, how are you making money, right? How would you make money if you couldn't work in the business and instead had to work on the business? And for that, well, come on back. I'll share with you why not only have we continued to create cash flow, but in fact, increased cash flow during this little hiatus of me not working in my business. Hey, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. And oh boy, am I pumped. My new book, Knowing Isn't Doing, well, when it launched, it hit #1. That's right. Top-selling sales book in the entire country on Amazon.com. We're so excited to share many of our proprietary Massimo methods to allow our readers to start finally building that business and the life they've always desired. To get your own copy or learn more, visit www.knowingisn'tdoing.com. Hey everyone, it's Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. And as I was sharing with you, I've learned a lot of working on the business during this unique phase they call the concussion phase, I guess. And it's not fun. I mean, I'll tell you, the headaches are pretty debilitating. They are. You don't get too much sleep, but it's amazing what you took for granted when you have your health. And that's why I work out every day. And that's why I try to eat right. Okay, I got a vice for chocolate chip cookies, I'll admit it. But I try to stay in good shape. And the one thing you got to stay in shape is you mentally. So I'm taking and heeding my doctor's advice, and I have turned off, well, almost turned off all screens. I'm actually allowed 15-minute bursts 3 times a day, where I'll check in with my emails or just see what's going on. But let's talk about cash flow, because that was a real issue for me, right? If I was going to be on the sidelines, which I never imagined, for a month, what about the cash flow? What can I do then? Well, again, because I can make phone calls, if my sales team needed me, I could jump on a call. I wouldn't jump on a screen, but I can jump on a call and I can articulate the value proposition to our candidates, to our prospects on the program, whether it be new to business, mid-career, or seasoned veteran, right? On how we can help them get to the level of building the business and the life they desire. So that was okay. I can still use the phone, but the key was I can still talk to my sales team. I can still talk to my coaches. And if you haven't scaled yet, I want to do a series scale program. I found quickly that my business could continue because my business goes well beyond me. In fact, with our 32 coaches now and our team of, I think, 7 or 8 support folks, I would check in on the phone and just find out what they need to know, and I let them be. They're all empowered. They're all deeply trusted, and they're all very talented. They know they can do their work and don't need my direction. They know what the goals of the Massimo Group. And this year, our goal, by the way, is to positively impact 1,000 commercial real estate professionals, brokers, agents, mortgage agents, appraisers, engineers, insurance, even principals we're coaching now. So, by the way, through the first quarter, we're well on our way. In fact, I think we've hit half that goal already. So I'm very confident we'll hit that goal. But the point was, I knew the cash would continue because of the team I had behind me and the team that I've empowered and the processes I put in place, right? People, process, platform. That's how you scale. It gets back to my Massimo scale, series scale idea. Well, I had that in place. Now, yeah, did that take many years? Sure, it did. Did it take a lot of mistakes? Absolutely. Wrong people? Yes. Bad judgment? Yes. On my part, just as much as theirs, no doubt. But having a team allowed me to scale. And the other thing I did was I said, you know what? During this down phase, let's grow. So I hired a headhunter, and we have now added 2 new salespeople, looking for a 3rd salesperson to really dig deep in a regional basis for everything we have to offer to all these industries. So what can you do as well? Think about what you could do to scale your business when things were down. And look, I'm not in any way suggesting you go out, get elbowed in the temple, and find yourself with a concussion. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is you can take the time to debrief, to review, and to reflect. And during that downtime, to really enhance your knowledge. And from that knowledge, then apply where you go, right? Because remember, knowing isn't doing. So if you're sick, if God forbid you have COVID, I've been there. God forbid you're ill, you get the flu. Just remember, you may be down, but you are not out. There are things you can do to let the time pass, which is the hardest part for me, and B, let yourself heal, which is the most important part. If you don't let yourself heal, you won't get back as quickly as you could otherwise. And I've learned that lesson. In fact, right now I'm actually looking at a black screen as I record this podcast. So for everyone out there, my message to you, 3 things to work on your business: podcasts, telephone calls, audiobooks, absolutely. And also be in position to, when you are down, to know the cash flow, the commissions, the fees are still coming in, because behind you, you build out and you scale the team you need to make sure, even though you're out, the cash keeps on coming in. Until next time, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. And remember, I just dumped some knowledge on you, but now you go out and do it, because knowing isn't doing. Hope everyone is well. Take care of yourselves, folks. Be careful out there. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye. I want to thank you for listening to this version of The Massimo Show. And please go out and share this with your friends, your colleagues. Heck, share it with your dog. just share it. And more importantly, just give me some feedback, good, bad, or indifferent. We all grow from understanding what our audience wants to hear. So until next time, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. Hey, this is Rod Santomassimo with the Massimo Group. And did you know over the last 12 plus years, we've worked with thousands of independent contractors, solopreneurs, and small business owners in helping them achieve the business and the life that they've always desired. To learn more how we could possibly help you achieve your goals, please visit www.massimo.coach. That's www.massimo.coach.